A former South Dakota prep star is 18 holes away from her first career win on the LPGA Tour. Clark native Kim Kaufman took a two-shot lead into the final round of the Honda Vic Open in Australia, and her day got off to a strong start moments after teeing off at 7:23 Central Time. Of course, they're a day ahead of us out in Australia. On number one, she rolls home this long birdie putt, and at this point, Kaufman has a four-shot lead. But after back-to-back bogeys on 3 and 4, she goes double bogey on number 5 and loses the lead. Now, the good news is she has kind of recovered a little bit. She's maintained par ever since. However, she trails Celine Boutier by a one shot. They've made the turn. We will have a result tomorrow for you on KDLT News at 5 and 10, and hopefully hear from Kim if she can hopefully come back and get her first professional win. Well, after crowning team champions yesterday, state gymnastics moves to the individual portion of the meet today in Brookings. Watertown's Maya Morris won the individual all-around title last year and a team championship the year before, but has yet to win both in the same year. An opportunity she had today after her Arrows took home the team title last night in Brookings. Speaking of Brookings, the host school's Rachel Gannon, the defending champ on the floor exercise, with another great one today, 9.450 to finish third. She was 7th in the all-around with a 35.475. Bars, the top event for Mitchell's Maria Krall. She scores a 9.05, and for the second straight year is the all-around runner-up, scoring 36.675. She's once again the runner-up because it was once again the Maya Morris show. Here she wins the beam with a 9.550. She also took the vault and bars, and for the second straight year is the all-around champ with a 38.425. The first time she's paired the individual title with the team title.
Yeah, it's been a goal since 7th grade. When I didn't get it, then I wanted to get it. Feels really, really good to just go out there and do my best and get them both.
Well, in Class A, it looked like the all-around title would go to one of duel's talented gymnasts, mostly a duel between those dual gymnasts. Paige Simon finishing third on the floor with a 9.350. She also went third in the all-around with a 36.675. Second in the all-around was West Central Montrose's Jocelyn Krause. Here she scores a 9.150 on the vault on the way to a 36.675 total. And like the double A, we had a repeat champ, Morgan Kwasniewski of duel. She takes the floor routine with a 9.475 and does repeat the repeat. Her team won back-to-back team titles yesterday, and today she takes back-to-back individual crowns with a 37.550.
It was definitely harder this year. For team, it was a little easier, but for individual, we had a lot more competition and just a lot more to think about this year.
Prep hoops, state tournament's getting closer. Top-ranked team in Class B, White River facing Canastota. First quarter, hook under the basket from Trey Ortman. How about that? As the Hawks thinking upset, up by 1. They nearly upset Viborg Hurley earlier this week. Still in the first, though, White River's Jadis Morrison from way downtown. He had 18. However, Canastota's up 3. And they get more from Chase Merrill. He's going to take it inside and give the Hawks a 5-point lead. He had 15 points on the day to lead Canastota. Back and forth we go. White River's Tehran Sazu makes it go, but it was Canastota leading by a couple at the half. Near the end of the second quarter, it's Tristan Pierce with a big 3 to send him into half, and Canastota goes on to shock the number 1 team, 60-59. We'll have a new number 1 in Class B. Well, holding a 1-game lead over Omaha for the Summit League lead, the SDSU men are happy to know that they'll be home for the stretch run. Jacks with 4 of their final 6 games in the friendly confines of Frost Arena, starting today with UND, and it's Tevin King starting things off right with a steal. Bounce pass to Skylar Flatten, who goes high off glass. He had 11 points, and the Jacks out to an early 5-point lead. TJ Otzelberger's team actually went 0 of 15 for 3 in the first half, but when you got Mike Dom, he kind of makes up for a lot of problems. 29 points and 20 boards for the Dominator. He passed on the all-time scoring list Tyler Hansborough. He's number 15 now all-time. That's Alex Arians. He had 14 points, 2 on that rebound. Jacks get the big win, 80-55. USD women trying to potentially crack the top 25 if they can beat Oral Roberts. That was easier said than done, though, as ORU got out to the big lead. However, Chloe Lamb, who had 17 points, splashes a 3 right there. However, they were trailing by 10 after 1. Yotes start to pick things up in the second. That's Madison McKeever to get them within 8. And not long after, it's Allison Ahrens. She had 7 points and 10 rebounds. The Coyotes with a big fourth quarter, outscoring ORU by 15, and they go on to get the 10-point victory. The Jackrabbit women trying to keep pace as they welcome North Dakota in a doubleheader up at Frost Arena, and they came out firing on all cylinders. North Dakota native Tylee Irwin for 3. She had 11 points. Jacks on the board first. Macy Miller thought that looked so nice, so why not try it twice? And she also had 11 points with that three. SDSU up 6. They were working on a 13-0 run to start the game. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot for the Grand Forks folks who made the trip to cheer for. Aberdeen's Peyton Burkhardt inside as the Jackrabbits go on to roll 81-58, almost identical to the men's game. Sioux Falls women at NSIC leading Moorhead. Anna Goodhope, who is a Washington alum, she played at North Dakota State, so she lived up here for a couple years, and she was ready for this one. First, she hits the three, then drives into the lane and hits the runner near the end of the first half. We're going to hear more from her in a second, I promise. Now, final seconds of the half, Andy Mataloni corrals the loose ball, puts it back, and USF's up 34-33 at the break. Final seconds of the game, we're now tied at 74. They look for Goodhope beyond the arc, and that is clutch. USF stuns Moorhead 77-74. The Augie women trying to bounce back from last night's loss to Duluth on Senior Day against St. Cloud State. Midway through the first half, it's Abby Ora driving through a defender, laying it up and in. Vikings were down by 2, and they couldn't get much else going the rest of the game. It's Tori Wirtz putting one up and in for St. Cloud, who goes on to get the big win by a final of 68-43. Different story, though, in the men's game. This was quite a game. Tom Billiter's team down 9 late in the second half when they surged back. Trevor Hansen inside. He had 17 points. Did the Sioux Valley product. The Vikings within 2, and then with 2 minutes left, the game tied at 82. They kick it to Matt Cartwright, O'Gorman, Trey Bien. Vikings lead 85-82. He had 19 points. Another freshman helps put it away. A.J. Plitzowite on the drive for 2 of his 17. Matthew Schaefer adds 29. Vikings win 92-91. Skyforce lose to Stockton, and the Stampede score 5 in the third period to win at Waterloo. We're going to have those highlights on the web after the show. We're back in one moment.